Hey guys, welcome to the finale of Let's Play Super Mario Maker. In the last episode, we did a couple more of the user-created levels, and that was pretty much it. Today is pretty much going to be the last of the Super Mario Maker videos I'm going to make for a playthrough for right now. I might do some more Mario Maker levels, Mario Maker videos in the future, but as of right now, I'm pretty much done playing Mario Maker. This is the last video I'm going to make for the playthrough. Another thing I wanted to kind of give you guys a heads up about. As you guys can probably tell, there's no sound effects, game audio whatsoever in like the half of this video, because when I recorded this, for some reason, my recorder, my device did not pick up a game audio whatsoever in the first little batch of videos I made for this episode. So for like the first half, I just put in the OST, put over the game. So that's probably why you won't hear that. I'm sorry about that. But in today's episode, we're going to be getting pretty much into the meat of Super Mario Maker. I know we did event courses, we did 100-man Mario, we did user-created levels. We played a lot of these levels, but we didn't get into the meat of what makes Super Mario Maker. Super Mario Maker, we're going into Course Maker. We're going to create our own level, guys. That's what this episode pretty much is going to be. There are 4 I'm creating a level from scratch. And that's pretty much it from a nutshell. I didn't record all of the whole entirety of me recording it, but that's because, well, if that was the case, we'd be here for 2 hours, because it literally took me about 2.5 hours to create a level. And ultimately, I wanted to make a level that was representative to what I kind of like in a platformer. I was thinking long and hard what I like in platformers, and I ultimately decided on the style that we should be playing, and it's going to be a new Super Mario Bros. U type of game. I'm going to be using this style for this level here, and not this backdrop here. I know they kind of gave me the ghost house stuff right off the bat whenever we went into Course Maker, but I'm not going to be doing that. That's pretty much it. We're going to be making obstacles. I was going to be making this level based off of a lot of various platforming challenges that we came across in many other levels that we've seen in this playthrough already. There have been numerous ways you can do platforming challenges and what have you. Like whether it be wall kicks up walls over bottomless pits, using a enemy as a stepping stool, stepping stone. I'm sorry. Using twirl jumps to kind of help guide you, and all this other stuff. That's why I ultimately decided to use New Super Mario Bros. U as kind of the template game style of the game, because Super Mario Bros. Has really nothing to the table. It's just a running and jumping kind of level design. Mario 3 introduces grabbing stuff and holding stuff while you're going and like throwing P-switches and stuff like that. Super Mario World introduces quite a bit. It introduces the spin jump as one way of breaking blocks, and it introduces Yoshi. And the new Super Mario Bros. Kind of has all that from the previous titles included in it, as well as like the twirl jump in air, the wall kicks, and all that other stuff. So that's why I ultimately decided to go with New Super Mario Bros. Because it has all those platforming things that I was looking for. Right here, I went ahead and I was making a pyramid of sorts in order to, like, just start off something simple. I put stuff in here to kind of put a little bit of prizes. I decided to put a mushroom in one of them and put coins in the other ones. I was still messing around because like I said, I only made one level of Super Mario Maker, and that was pretty much it in the show. And I haven't made a second level. if you guys are watching this episode, you guys have actually went to my Mario Maker page, this level has been done for about a month now. Or no, not so much of a month. I had so many technical issues with this episode. It feels like a month, honestly. I had a lot of issues with it. I had wanted to kind of slim this down into a decently sized video, and I was having a lot of issues with Audacity. Audacity was kind of kicking my butt a little bit with, for some reason it was just stopping recording in the middle of it. I seem to have fixed it now, so it shouldn't be too much of an issue.
You fixed it.
I fixed it. You fixed it, Amber. Anyways,
Joking.
But I seem to fix it now, and that was one reason why this episode was pretty much delayed. And I know this was the finale, and it really shouldn't be delayed, if anything. But that's pretty much that, and that's why the episode was taking just a little bit longer, because this episode was taking a lot of my time with editing and everything else. I was trying to slim it down into bite-sized portions, in a sense. I was trying to do that. First thing I did here was I put ground throughout the level, and then I made a hill, and then I wanted to do a platforming challenge by using wall kicks and stuff like that, and I wanted to do it over bottom space because I kind of really do like doing that, and well, I kind of wanted to do that in a nutshell, and I was using Mario's kind of like his jumping trail right here, as you guys can see on the screen, like to see how far Mario would jump before I erased the land, and here I did. I went ahead and erased all as much as I could, and then I started putting walls right here in order to create a wall kick challenge here. Now there was like many different things that I wanted the wall kick challenge to have. I kind of wanted to incorporate a lot of things that we've seen, wall kicking wise, jumping from one wall to the other wall, and this was a mechanic I've actually really always liked in platformers. It really started when I played, Metroid games. Metroid games have wall kicks all the time. That's where I learned what wall kicks were. It wasn't until then that I started using wall kicks as effectively to kind of sequence break some things. And I know like games like Super Metroid are famous for sequence breaks because of wall kicks. It's kind of funny when you really think about it. But wall kicks is kind of something that I've always really liked in platformers. So that's why I kind of wanted to base this level off of a lot of things that I like in platformers. And as you guys can see, I was trying to edit this and I was like, yeah, that wall was a little bit too high. See, I can't get inside the little crevice right here, so I went ahead and got rid of the blocks that were blocking the way, and I'll be able to jump effectively if I can. There we go. See, like that. And that was the first jump. Really, we have a lot of jumps left to do. But as you guys can see, you have to jump all the way from the big platform, the big hill that I made, and you have to jump on that tiny little platform right there in order to progress to the wall kick portion here. And, well, I took a lot of time just thinking about what I wanted to do with this. There was one part where I was wanting to make, a kind of a reward area for, like, exploring a little bit. And as you guys can see, I'm kind of making another portion right here. Getting rid of the land. I'm trying to kind of see what I'm trying to contemplate in my head there. But as soon as I made it, I kind of got to this part right here, where I wanted to wall kick off that back wall, come all the way down here to these bricks right here. Because what I really wanted was I wanted to create like an extra area that not a lot of people might go to. A lot of my people just might pass this up. They might not see it on the way down and everything else, and they might not see that. So they'll be able to, most people probably pass this up whenever actually it has a good prize in it. But what I was wanting to do was kind of just make a wall jumping challenge like this, if I can get up there, and then jump off that wall, and then finally jump over here. Thing is though, I was having issues because you could jump over there from the first wall. I wanted them to jump off the back wall, use twirl jump to kind of guide them all the way down that way. Well, unfortunately, you can just jump from the second wall. So how I fixed this problem was I put the one-way devices right here. So that way, they can't go there, and not only that, they'll be able, if they jump back, they'll be able to go back right with ease. You know what I mean? So it's just like, coming down here, and I can't go any forward. I can still wall kick it off of it, but that's not a big deal. I can't really fix that. But if somebody comes back from, you know, finding the secret, they'll be able to come back as sorts like this. See? It, like, just go and twirl jump down that way. If I can make it. Which, you know, that's always an issue too. It's like, can I make it? But what I really wanted was to make a reward for finding that. I wanted to make a reward for kind of like thinking about it. I also wanted to see how far that jumped up there. But yeah, I was wondering, it's like, what can I put over there? And then I figured out about it. I was like, I can like put a power up, and I can put an extra life there for people who might stumble across my level in 100-man Mario, because that I know that for sure happens. So I was just trying to jump over here, jump, and then twirl my way over there. That's how I want people to go over here, and then be able to jump back with ease, if you know what I mean. But I also wanted to kind of, it was like, oh, there's a little reward there for just doing that. But I wanted more to it. I wanted to put more stuff in that makes Mario Mario to get over there a little bit farther. I'm gonna jump over there. You can still jump off of that, but I can't really fix that. That's kind of like a problem that I can't really fix. That was like the only solution I had to that. But yeah, you can see that it leads over there back to the hill. But I wanted to add more to that little area to kind of like go into a second warp zone. I wanted to make this a tiered level where it has one room and then it'll have another room. And how I did that was I made another platformer. And what I did was take a question block and I put a beanstalk in it to climb all the way up. Now you can only go so high in this level, but I made it so that we have to do twirl jumps again to get over to a different platform. And that platform holds a warp pipe that'll lead to a different area, and that will lead to an area where it has rooms for goodies for players who have found this secret. And I mean, it's not so much a secret, and once you see this video, it was like, oh, there's a secret in this level. Let me go do this now. It's not so much of a secret anymore. But that's pretty much it. I'm kind of getting ahead of myself here. But yeah, I put a beanstalk in the question block. It makes it go all the way up. Now, you only can go so far in Mario Maker, like in a Mario level. You can only go up so high. And I was pretty close to the very edge of the height, if you know what I mean. I wanted to get back up there. I accidentally fell off. I hit the beanstalk. And we'll climb up so far. See, like, I'm already at the edge of the screen here. But I also wanted to get up as high as I could, and then twirl jump all the way over. Be able to make sure you get that. So I used Mario's, like, shadow trail right there to kind of make judgment on where to put the platform and whatnot. I was like, okay, so how far can he twirl jump? And I'll make a platform under where he lands. So I used Mario's shadow trail there. It almost sounds like a Pokemon move. Shadow trail, or Pokemon ability. And I put blocks there. And that little area will lead over to a warp pipe that'll take us to the next room with the goodies in it for the players that found this secret. But for some reason, I had a real hard time, and this is one thing I'm kind of really glad about, because I was trying to do this live commentary, And that was one reason why this episode took a toll for the worse, is I tried to do this live commentary. It didn't end very well for me. Because as soon as I got to this part, I was like, okay, how do I make a subzone? I cannot remember. So I was trying to shake the warp pipe to see if that did it. No, it didn't do anything. I was like, how in the world do I get Mario to go to the next area of the map? I wanted to make like a separate portion of the level. And make it so that, you know, I can continue making my level. Well, Turn finds out what happened is you have to take Mario, you have to grab him on the level creator itself, and then put him inside the pipe. As soon as you put him inside the pipe, you have to create an exit pipe in the next room. So I'll be able to do it like right here, all the way over on this edge. And now we're in a separate area of the level. And we can do whatever the heck we want to do with it. So I was like, okay, what do I want to do? And I ultimately decided to make an airship. Because I was like, okay, it's going up in the sky. Let's make an airship. And then I really started thinking about it. What I really wanted to do, as soon as I made the level there's a little room. It's like closed off by blocks, and it has 2 question blocks right in. One has a fire flower in it, and the other one has an extra life in it. So that way people who are playing 99 Mario can be able to get an extra life on my level here. But what I was really wanting to do with this level was kind of take inspiration from The Legend of Zelda in a little bit, because I wanted people to think on how to approach certain scenarios. And that's kind of what makes Zelda games really good games, is you have to really think outside the box in some aspects on how to approach things. Do you want to take that enemy on with a boomerang or a bow or your sword? Or do you want to approach this puzzle by pushing this block this way and hopefully it lands on a switch? And stuff like that. I was kind of thinking that mindset when I was making this level. I was kind of making in a way, a dungeon-like area. Now we're going on to the next portion of the level here. As you guys can see, I'm trying to make this a little tricky. What I did was, at the very top of this wall kick challenge right here that I had, I put a P-switch. I made it so, and I put coins there to kind of make land for people. So that way, you have to be really quick on getting to the next area, and we're taking a warp pipe back in this room here. I wanted to get back all the way up here, and I wanted to continue the level. And what I wanted to do was, I kind of wanted to make the level a dungeon, in a sense. Kind of like I said, Legend of Zelda had this concept for a long time. And I wanted to kind of make the levels like that. So now we're on the second tier here, and I'm kind of creating another challenge for myself. At this point, we have just, a regular old platform right here. I'm filling in the platform of the airship. And what I wanted to do afterwards, I was wanting to create a mini-boss room, in a sense. I was wanting to create a mini-boss, like how Legend of Zelda has mini-bosses. Legend of Zelda always has 2 bosses in a dungeon, a mini-boss and then a big boss. And that's kind of how I was wanting to approach this level, was I was wanting to make a mini-boss, like making him so Mario can have to approach the mini-boss a little bit. And what I ultimately decided is I was going to make little stepping stones right here, using cannons and paratroopers. I use cannons right here because they infinitely shoot cannonballs, and you can easily jump on top of the cannonballs and chain up all your jumps. And if you get like eight jumps on enemies without hitting the ground, you get an extra life, and yada yada yada. I just put enough there so that way we can get on with the show, in a sense. And to be able to get people who are playing the level in 100 Mario Maker challenge, they'll be able to get extra lives for that as well. I wanted to kind of make it hard, but I didn't want to make it too hard where people were getting upset. Because to be perfectly honest, and you guys saw it, I didn't really like that too much when I come across a level that was just absolute bonkers. It's stupid, and it's just like really dumb level design. And it was just really annoying and everything else. But as you guys can see, there's no ground here at the very end here. We're going to deal with that here soon. And I was just going to make a Koopa, a Para-Koopa, by adding wings to the red Para-Koopa. And putting him here in a situation where I can jump right off the last cannon and onto another one here. I wanted to make stepping stones really intricate and try to make it easier to jump all over the place. And there we go. So we put 3 paratroopers there. And now we should be able to jump with ease over this. Jump, 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 jump. And then I screwed that up. But at that point I realized it's like, those paratroopers are a tad bit higher than they should be. So I lowered them. And then what I ultimately decided was, okay, so we have jumping on cannonballs. We have jumping on Koopas. Let's do one more jump challenge by adding a spring right here. And make it challenging for the player to jump onto the next area. But, yeah, so what this does is, it's kind of a stepping stone in some aspects that leads to the mini boss room, because I kind of wanted to make a mini boss. You know how in Legend of Zelda you have to fight the mini boss to get the dungeon item? Yeah, not necessarily. All the Zeldas I played have always been that way. I know plenty of other Zelda games that don't share that same formula, where you have to fight a mini boss in order to get the dungeon item, and then you have to fight the regular boss in order to get the, story progression. So that's kind of what the mindset I was having with this level when I made it. So now I'm making a room that holds Bowser Jr., which is going to be my mini boss for this. Bowser Jr. was pretty much a straight up clone of Boom Boom from Mario Bros. 3. And how you make Bowser Jr. is you just simply take a Bowser and you shake it. And then I was just like, okay, so we gotta fight really small Bowser Jr. So I was like, no, we're gonna give him a mushroom and we're gonna make him a little bit bigger. I was trying to finish up his land real quick. And erase all the extra gunk. But there was a reason why I wanted to fight the mini boss right here, because I was also going to make it so that way, in order to progress with the level, you have to get a certain item in order to advance further upon beating him. So as you guys can see, this is kind of what I've had so far. Problem is Bowser Jr. can very easily jump off the edge. He can actually, if you don't block it, he can very well easily just fall off and then chase you. But I didn't want that, because I did want Bowser Jr. to be an integral part of my level design here. So we beat Bowser Jr. And what I wanted to do next was make him bigger. When I'm bigger, I want to fight that Mario again. If you guys know where that comes from. Anyways, I made him bigger. And so he's a little bit more formidable now that he's bigger. I should have ultimately given him wings too. I think if I gave him wings, it would have been a lot more menacing as a mini boss than just, big old Koopa kid. But what I ultimately decided, and this is another thing I had to go look up myself because I couldn't figure out how to do it. But in order to make a key in your level, is you have to shake a P block, and the P block becomes a key for a door. So that's what that was actually in an update, if I remember correctly. That was part of the update in Super Mario Maker got a long time ago. And as you guys can see, I am putting one-way grates there so that way people can't go back. If they fight Bowser Jr., the door's locked behind them. Just like in The Legend of Zelda, when you enter a room, the door locks behind you, you have to do something. So that's kind of what I was getting on with that. And now, like I said, I had to go look this up. But you take a P-switch, and you shake it. And once you shake it, it becomes this key. And you can make enemies hold keys, and once you defeat the enemy, you'll be able to get the key. And that's what I ultimately decided to do, because, well, I don't know, it's just like you get the key to the door, and then they're like, I'm stopping Mario, he won't get the key, and then Mario beats you. Not so much help afterwards. So I made a key door. I'm going to put one there, and I'm going to take another one all the way down to the very end of this level. Now, we're getting close to, you know, real world mechanics here. So, I wanted to put this right here, and I wanted to know what I was going to do after this. I was like, what can I do after this? I fought a mini-boss. Now I just need to go straight on to the final boss of the level. But where can I have this door lead now that I've got the key? And I thought about it and I was like, you know, there's been a lot of times I've been trolled. Been very, very trolled on Mario Maker. Where a person just throws a thwomp right at you at the very end. And you're just like, well, shoot. I just lost a life for nothing. I kind of wanted to do that here, but I made it a little bit easier. And as you guys can see, I made solid ground finally on the airship level. I'm sorry about that, guys. I said something very, very wrong, and I'm getting very sleepy as I'm recording this right now. I am not thinking very straight. It wouldn't be for the first time. So if you beat Bowser Jr. and you get the key and you be able to come down here, I put a bunch of thwomps right here. And it becomes more of a chase sequence more than anything. And as you guys can see, the thwomps right here. You'd be like, okay, so I have to just run, right? Well, not so much. I thought about that, I was like, I could put all these swamps here, but, you know, it'd be very easy to avoid them because, well, they just run straight in a line. Well, anyways, that may be true, but I did a little bit of an experiment with this. And what I did was, as you guys can see, is like, okay, run. Okay, all the thwomps are coming down. They just keep holding right. You should get through all of them, right? Well, that's where you're wrong. What I did was, I changed the ground right here. Very much so. I changed it by getting rid of a lot of it. And I got rid of the whole lot of it. I said, get rid of the ground. What we did was we replaced it. We replaced it with donut blocks. If you guys know what donut blocks are, they crumble after weight has been added to it. And, well, when you run across a donut block, it's already feeling the weight. And then a thwomp comes down and smashes it. Smashes the donut block. The donut block goes away right behind it. So that way, if Mario, for whatever reason, needs to go back, he won't be able to. Unless he has to wait. See, look, all the donut blocks are going down as soon as the thwomp hits it. So if you run, that'll create a crumbling bridge effect in some aspects. So there we go. Now, where did I want this to lead? I wanted this to lead back into the main level of the level. The main portion of the level, if you know what I mean. Again, I'm getting kind of rather sleepy recording this. Probably shouldn't be recording this sleepy, but I've already recorded plenty of videos of me very sleepy and talking very nonsensical. Sometimes I don't even know what I'm talking about, and like I said, I'm gonna have to go edit out something that I said that didn't make any freaking sense. I've been watching too many of a certain type of video, and I said a certain character's name, and yada yada yada. I shouldn't have said it. And I bet you're laughing your butt off by saying that. By me saying that. But anyways, now that we're all done, we come back to this portion of the level. And I created a little bridge right here, and I didn't know what I was wanting. I was like, what can I add here? Of all things to do, I don't know what I'm going to put here. And I thought about it for about a few minutes, and I was like, you know what? This would be perfect for an on-rail thingy. An on-rail skull thingy. You know what I mean. The thing is, I gotta make the track. And I'm not very good at making, like, certain track designs. I never played Roller Coaster Tycoon, and I probably should. So, I don't know if I'm going, like, I didn't know what I was doing at this point. I was just making crap. And I got rid of that because I was like, that's terrible, don't do that. So I was like, okay, so I gotta make some sort of design what's with this. And then I was really thinking about it. This is the part where I was starting to think about it. I was like, do I really want this backdrop as the level design? And I thought about that. I was like, do I really want it? And then I ultimately changed it to castle. And have lava over here. And I felt like this would be fitting. This would be very fitting my dungeon theme level. So I was like, okay, so we're going to go back to dungeon. Instead of the grassy, plain, World 1-1 thing. So I jump on this, and I was like, that's all nice and all. You get to jump on this track here, and it's, you know, going very nice and slow. Well, I don't want it to go slow. I want it to go fast. So, I wanted to go fast. So, I ultimately decided to do that, and I was like, okay, that's a lot better. I shook it, and made it go fast. Now, as you guys can see, this is the track I kind of made with this. And what I did was, I was wanting to make it a little bit challenging in a sense. And what I did was, I got rid of the floor. And I replaced it with cannons at the bottom. So I have a bunch. At first I was gonna say, okay, I'll put Chain Chomp here. And Chain Chomp will try to kill Mario as he's coming down towards the very edge of the level. I was like, Chain Chomp's gonna kill him. And then I played it, I was like, no, that wouldn't be too effective. So what I ultimately decided to do is I had cannon fire be the thing that I'm missing here. And as you guys can see, this is where I put the cannons. And I made it bottomless pit here. I made it fall in the lava if you mess up and you fall. Now this is a very hard part in the level, and I know this is where most of my deaths are gonna get. Deaths as in people dying in the level. This is probably going to be the part where they die. If they hadn't died at the wall kick portion yet. Because the cannon firing at you kind of screws up your roller coaster a little bit. You can fall off if the cannon hits you. So, what I ultimately decided to tell people, if they want to come and get to this portion, and a little tip, is just simply just jump forward and go with it. And I put a checkpoint here. I figured a checkpoint would be very appropriate right here. After you clear the mini-boss, it's like, okay, let's put a checkpoint here. So that way people can take a breather and don't have to do that all over again. But as you guys can see, you jump over here, and then if you stay too long, Mario will automatically jump on the cannon, and that'll cause him to lose momentum with the roller coaster, or just plain out die like I just did. So what I told people was just to jump with the roller coaster. Follow the tracks and jump with the roller coaster to avoid the cannon coming at you. And then I was like, like those cannons are a little bit too far close to the track right there. That'd be really hard to do. So I was like, okay, let me just replace them with tiny cannons. And I was playtesting this for a while. I was like, what should I do there? And then I come over here. We try again. Cannons are firing. And I die, of course. I didn't mean to. And I was just, you know, we were just play testing the tiny cannon portion of this level to see if that helped out the situation. As you guys can see, I'm jumping with the roller coaster in the way. Thing is, though, the little cannons got in the way big time because it fires two of them at the same time. Well, unfortunately, that didn't really work out, and I was like, okay, so let's get rid of one of them, just make two of them. And then I was like, okay, that'd work out. And then we're going to make the soon-to-be last portion of the level here, and that's to make this wall right here. As soon as we make here, we're going to be jumping off of it again and doing some stepping stones like we did in the air fortress portion of this level. And I'll move the track up just a bit in order to make it so that the cannons don't get too close to the rail cart here. I'm trying to connect the tracks. Trying really hard to connect the tracks. And it's funny, every time you move a portion of the level with your stylus, it'll like, in a very auto-tune way, it'll say what the item is. Like, it just said, track, 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 whenever I move the track. And what I did here is I put a bullet bill cannon right here in the wall. The reason why is because we're going to be using these bullet bills as kind of stepping stones in a way, in order to complete the rest of the level here. So the bullet bills are going to be firing to the right, and then you're going to be using those bullet bills to kind of glide over to a platform. So once we get over here finally, we'll jump over here on this, like so. And I wanted to kind of see where to land. I kind of went the wrong direction. I should have. But yeah, I was using Mario's kind of his trail a little bit to kind of make judgment of where he's gonna land. He's gonna land right there. Then I'll be able to make the next obstacle. Now we're gonna get rid of all this land here, make a bottomless pit. Kind of like everything else in this level, make bottomless pits everywhere. And make it land right there. And I was like, that's actually one block too far. And right here, I decided to put a door. And this door would be kind of, if you really think about it, from Legend of Zelda games, right before the boss. As you guys can see, we're right here at the boss. In the Legend of Zelda games, right before the boss room, there was like a room where it houses the room with big key and all this, like big key door and everything else. And it that room was kind of your restock and prepare for the boss fight kind of room. And it had like fairies and hearts and all that other stuff that you need to heal up around the boss door, so that way you healed up. This is kind of what I was wanting. I come over here, I was wanting to make the door in a room, sort of, in order to like restock, like putting out like a new fire flower if they need a new fire flower. I'm sorry about that, guys. I had to kind of cut this part right here because, well, this is what I was talking about earlier in the episode. My audio program Audacity is kind of giving me bugs right now because it's stopping in the middle of recording, and this is one reason why the episode took as long as it did to make. And I'm sorry about that. But right here, I think I was talking about making a kind of a restock room. Kind of like in The Legend of Zelda when you're right before a boss room. They had the big boss door with boss key and all that other stuff. And they had a bunch of jars there to kind of replenish on health and rupees and stuff like that, and arrows and ammunition and stuff like that. But that's kind of what I wanted to do before we actually take on the boss of my level, which after the door would take seriously place right after you go through the door there. So what I ultimately decided to put there is I put 3 question blocks there. I put 1 for coins, which I have no idea what you would use coins for. I hardly put coins in my level besides, you know, the coins that you need for the POW block, or the P switch, I'm sorry. P switch, for the wall kick, the coin thing at the beginning, and that's about it. There wouldn't be enough for 100 coins, but I guess if 100-man Mario, they would keep the coins, wouldn't they? I put a little extra life in there for people playing 100-man Mario on my level. And then I put a fire flower in the other one, so that way you have at least some ammunition for the boss. Or in case, you know, you lost your fire flower at this point, and you need another one. So, as of right now, it's going to transport you straight to the boss bridge here. And we decided to put the big old boss, big old Bowser. Bowser is the boss of my level. He's guarding the bridge like he does in all the other Mario games. So pretty much you have to just, you know, get over him and hit that axe and deactivate the bridge and kill him, and then you beat the level. That's pretty much that in a nutshell. So I kind of made this level to be kind of like a dungeon themed level, like from Legend of Zelda, because I had a lot of Zelda-like ideas, as well as the platforming ideas from the other Mario games. I just kind of wanted to combine all of these ideas into one conglomeration of this level here. So, right before we left, before I finished this level, because I'm pretty much done, I wanted to address something if you accidentally fall down the stepping stone portion to the mini-boss room. I kind of mitigated this problem by putting conveyor belts that'll take you all the way back to the beginning, and then I would have like platformers leading you back up to where you last left off. So that, and this also helps with the idea of, well, I could just jump down to the door where the lumps are from that spot that was just at. Well, now you can't. At first I put these platforms here, but I didn't know what these platforms were. And I really kind of felt dumb afterwards. I was like, what are these platforms right here? And I was erasing all the ground right here, so that way Mario can jump through it. Well, try to jump through it anyways. I'm trying to get rid of all that. And then we're going to put a platform here that you can jump actually through. I didn't know what these platforms were until I actually saw push play, which is going to be like right here. And I saw they moved. I was like, oh wait, those aren't the platforms I was wanting. Oops. So I got rid of those. And then, well, I was just like, shoot, these aren't the platforms I was looking for. I got rid of them. And what I did ultimately was I put in donut platforms. The donut platforms, the crumbly ones, I put those in. So that way I'd be able to jump up really fast. So that way you can get back up. So that's how I mitigated this problem to the best I could, anyways. I hope this kind of fixes a lot of the issues that I had with it. There was a couple other problems I had with the level. Like, I got the main core of the part of the levels, but this was just pretty much at this point just cleaning up and fixing up a lot of the problems that I could have run into if I was a player. Like, you know, stopping the whole, I could just skip portions of the level and don't have to fight the mini-boss, you know. So now if you fall down, you can just take the conveyor belts back and you jump back up here. So that's how you can solve that issue. Now, another issue I had, and you guys can probably see this, I don't know what in the world happened here, but Bowser Jr. was fighting, and then he accidentally just fell through the platform. I don't know how he did that, but he only did that once. Yeah, see, like, he fell through the platform. He's down there. I was like, what in the heck? What in the world happened? Bowser Jr. just fell through the platform. I don't know how he did it, but he did. See, like, I just don't understand how he did it. But, anyways, it only happened this one time. I've played through the level a couple times already after I finished it up, and he's never done it again. So I'm just gonna say that was just a one-time deal and it was never gonna happen again. But there we go. I kind of fixed a little bit of the issues I had with this platform right here that I didn't, or this part of the level that I didn't really address. So I'm hoping that now I shouldn't have too many issues with people cheesing through the level. They'll actually go through the level like intended. So that's pretty much that in a nutshell. Yeah, I think if I go down here, I think that's pretty much it and everything. Now, this portion right here, I did have my girlfriend play through this level a little bit, and she suggested signs that kind of point the direction where the platform is. Instead of like doing all this trial and error bull crap that I've seen a lot in people's levels, I decided to put platforms right here, or put arrows right here to kind of indicate to put you in the right direction where the platform is, where you're jumping from. Because I know a lot of people are just going to die because of trial and error. They know where they're going with the arrows, then hopefully that'll solve the issue here. Now, another issue I had was another arrow incident right here. This arrow incident, hopefully, whenever you do the bullet bill stuff, now you know where the platform's at. And that was pretty much it. I had like just minor stuff. All this is just minor stuff to kind of fix the level up a little bit because it needed some help with it. I didn't want trial and error too much in this level. I know that this level still has a lot of trial and error, but it's still I'm just trying to pad it out so it doesn't have too much of it. And now I'm at the point where I was uploading it and saving it and everything else, and now I had to playtest it. And after I playtested it, I realized something. This wall right here that separates the boss room and the door that leads to the restock room, Bowser was destroying the wall before I ever got there. So I changed the wall to just be this kind of wall, so that way he doesn't destroy it. But in fact, the thing is though, and I have to say this, Bowser still his fireballs go through the wall. So there might be a chance he might run into him. But that's alright because the restock room is right there. So you'll be able to restock yourself anyways. But anyways, that was my level. It's called Dungeon Mario. And after I playtested it and completed it, here's the course ID. If you guys wish to play this level, and after the whole time I've spent on making this level, here it is. So if you guys want to play it, go right ahead. But anyways, guys, that was pretty much Mario Maker in a nutshell that I was wanting to show off. I hope you guys enjoyed this playthrough. I know this was kind of a spur-of-the-moment playthrough for me anyways, because I just needed something to play while I was trying to get ready for my next playthroughs here. And I had a lot of fun playing it. I really did. It just showed that in 2D Marios, I still need to work on a lot. But I really hope you guys did enjoy this playthrough. I will come back to it eventually. I have a friend that's really making a big old project with Mario Maker. He was wanting me to play it. So I might come back to Mario Maker soon. But as of right now, in case you guys haven't heard, the couple times I've already said it already at this point in this Let's Play, I'm not taking any more user-created levels. I'm done. I'm not going to be making any more. But thank you guys so much for all who have sent me levels and gave me levels to play. I really did have a fun time, and I'm glad I got to play your guys' levels. But anyways, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed Let's Play Super Mario Maker. And when we meet again, it'll be a brand new playthrough. So with that, I will see you guys in the next video I do. Take care, everybody.